Shankar is joining us, a sports journalist. Vedam, what do you think is going to be the lasting legacy of Mithali Raj, the woman who actually put Indian women cricket in the spotlight, even in the minds of the populace?
Yeah, actually, Mithali Raj was during the transition period. Earlier, women's cricket was not under BCCI. You know, when the Diana Abdulji, the Shantarangaswamy were playing. But much later, when it came under the wings of BCCI, Mithali Raj was through that transition period, and she has conducted herself brilliantly. And she's been a great service to the game. She's played for such a long time. Her longevity cannot be questioned at all. And more than anything else, she's played with a straight bat. And we've seen the women's cricket going from strength to strength, not only because of Mithali Raj, but also because their involvement with BCCI, and BCCI has promoted the women's cricket pretty well. And I think it's a good thing now that there are so many young girls coming through, young women, I must say, coming through. And Mithali Raj should be involved in the game in one way or the other, because there is so much she can still pass on. She may be old for playing cricket, but she is definitely not an old person. She's just 39 years of age, and she's got a long way to go ahead of her. And Indian cricket, women's cricket desperately needs to make use of her expertise and her knowledge in the game.
Yes, absolutely. It'll be interesting to see what form Mithali Raj is going to be taking on now. She continues, she says, she will continue to give hope for all the budding Indian cricketers as well. But then, Vedam, we must try and understand what happens after Mithali. You said she's leaving behind a strong team. Who takes into her spot? Who's going to be filling her big boots?
Hello.
Vedam, are you there with us? Oh, well, looks like we've lost that audio connection. We'll try and reconnect with Vedam. But, you know, it's very interesting because one of the things that Mithali Raj has said, that she's going to continue contributing towards Indian women's cricket. And that's going to be very critical for all of us. The kind of expertise that she has, the kind of role model that she has been for Indian women's cricket. This is going to be something which we all look forward to, the next role that she's going to be taking. And perhaps a glimpse of that is there in that farewell note that she's left behind on social media post. She says, "It was an honor to have led the team for so many years. It was definitely shaped me as a person and hopefully helped shape Indian cricket team as well. The journey may have ended, but another one beckons. As I love to stay involved in the game, I love and contribute to the growth of women's cricket in India and the world over. And special mention to my fans. Thank you for your love and support." As we were just discussing, Mithali Raj came in at a time when the transition was happening and BCCI was taking over Indian women's cricket team in addition to the men's cricket team it was already doing. And over the last few years, we have seen the BCCI promoting Indian women cricket as well. Mithali Raj was at the helm of affairs at the time, and she, of course, had conducted herself with great finesse. The longevity cannot be questioned there. Her track record, the number of records that she's broken across the world, all of that is a statement of the legacy that Mithali Raj is going to be leaving behind. So we are going to bid her adieu. However, we know this is just the end of Mithali Raj's career, but her contribution to Indian women's cricket is going to continue. Well, with that, we're going to be slipping into a short break. But before that, I believe Arunil is also joining us. Arunil, very interestingly, she says a new role is going to begin. Any inside track of what is going to be this new role and the way that she intends continuing to contribute to Indian women's cricket?
Well, Meghna, BCCI has always maintained that Mithali Raj and Jhulan Goswami are somebody who have taken women cricket, India's women cricket, to greater heights, and the new role obviously must be in the coaching role that the BCCI is planning for them. But indeed, this is like an end of an era for India's women cricket. India's highest run getter, be it in Test, be it in ODIs, or obviously not in T20s because it has just started. But Mithali Raj is somebody who has taken India's women cricket. She has been an icon for many budding cricketers, women cricketers across India, be it Harmanpreet Singh, be it the other women cricketers like Shefali Vaidya, everybody have spoken so highly about about her, saying that how she has inspired them to take up this. Mithali Raj now basically signing off. Indeed on a high, but yes, she has more to contribute to Indian cricket via her coaching roles, via what kind of a role BCCI really gives it to her. That we will be keeping a close eye on. But according to our sources from the BCCI, we understand that she will be given a coaching role within India's women cricket circles.
Oh, that's going to be very interesting. The inside track Arunil shares with us. Mithali Raj may return as a coach in the Indian women's cricketing team. And also remember, she's also one of the people who's had the second longest careers, almost 2 decades she finishes. In fact, I believe we have more reactions which are coming in. I didn't get the last name. So if we can just get the... Suresh Raina is joining us, Indian cricketer. Suresh Raina, your first reaction to Mithali Raj's announcement. She says she may have resigned, but she will continue to contribute.
I think she's a great ambassador of the game, and she played so much for the country and she gave so much to the society. I think it's a remarkable job she has done. We all are proud for her, and all the best to her and her family.
And Suresh Raina, I'll ask you this because perhaps you'd understand it better than anyone else about what it takes to have a career which spans across almost 2 decades, what it takes to have this dedicated longevity to your performance.
I think it's all credit goes to all the family member. And as you rightly mentioned, I think she has given her name to all the women's cricketers who ever played the game. But I think Mithali was the greatest player ever played the game with the women's team. I think a lot of credit goes to her family, a lot of credit goes to her coaches, and a lot of credit goes to Mithali because the way she has been look up to all the women, just wanted to play for Indian cricket team, and I think she has led the team really well. She has shown the world how women's team can go forward. So my best wishes to her and her family.
Suresh, I'll ask you one final question. How difficult would it have been for a young girl to enter a world where at a time even the nation was focusing only on the men's cricket team, for her to make a name in women's cricketing team and to ensure that India now, its entire attention is towards the Indian women's cricket team as well, and we take equal amount of pride to make that breakthrough?
Definitely, I think a lot of credit goes to BCCI also. The way they've been supporting a lot of women's matches. They're also planning to have the IPL of women's cricket team. And I think, as you said, I think Mithali, whenever she's on the field, everyone wants to look up to her and just want to represent the country.
Any favorite performance of yours of Mithali, you think, when she really outshone even her own records and stats?
No, she has done so well for the World Cups, for the lot of matches she played. I still remember when she used to play for the Railways. I was playing for my Ranji Trophy team. I saw her first time in 2006 in Railway, Karnal Singh Stadium. Those days were, how so important to participate in Ranji game, and look at her career. She has done so much for the country. I think she deserves a lot of applause. What
does it feel when you see a batsman like that performing in front of your eyes? What was your first thought when you saw her on the field?
She's similar to Rahul Dravid. Whenever she batted, like the round collar and the way she's been performing whenever she's batted, she always reminds me of the Rahul Dravid of the women's cricket team. I think she has played so well.
Well, Suresh Raina, thank you so much for living those moments. He says Mithali Raj reminded him of the flair that Rahul Dravid had. Well, this is one of the stories we are tracking very closely for you here on Times Now. Some of the greatest cricketers of India have now come out, paid their tribute to Mithali Raj, and everyone says that her contribution to Indian cricketing team is never going to come to an end. Let me go across to Karishma. Karishma, high words and praises now coming on to Mithali Raj. All of it well deserved, and we all really hope that we see her back in action, perhaps even as a coach.
Well, it's absolutely one of the biggest names as far as women's cricket in India is concerned. She has given 23 years of her life to women's cricket and taking it to the highest levels possible. In fact, it is Mithali Raj that has put women's cricket in India on the world map as well. She is the highest scorer as well. Over 7,800 runs in one-day internationals, over 2,000 runs in T20 internationals as well. And, Mithali Raj is such an icon who's always been there speaking up for women's cricket and ensuring that they get as close an exposure as possible to the men's team that they get here. In fact, she took, the women's cricket team as runners-up in the 50-over World Cup final as well. So she has a lot of credentials to herself, and she can be very, very proud of the kind of achievements and the records that she had in the Indian team to very, very high. And now, getting a due, as she says, that I am ready.
Absolutely, and this will be a player that will be remembered for generations together, Karishma, and certainly a legacy that has finally ended, which will be taken forward as well.